All right, so now that we've learned a little bit about EC2 and the types of EC2 instances in the last section, in this section we're going to focus a little bit more on how to connect and actually start doing things with our EC2 instances. So before we jump into that, we're going to cover a few concepts at a high level, and we're just going to focus on how these concepts pertain to the material we're covering in AWS and how that's going to help us prepare for the CCP exam. We're going to start with IP addresses and ports. If you already feel pretty comfortable with this, then go ahead and feel free to skip through. We're just going to be going over at a very high level. So with IP addresses, we have internal, which are addressable from within our own network. And we also have external IP addresses, which are resolvable from an outside network. So where this comes into play in this class is if we're creating a web server, we have to make sure that we're using the external IP address to create any rules or to do any configuration or identify, because we're going to be accessing it externally from our own PCs into AWS. Next, we have a few different types of IP addresses. We have IPv4. This is the most common version of IP addresses that we would see today. So this includes 4 different numbers separated by periods, and these numbers can range from 0 to 255. Next, we have IPv6. We won't really be seeing IPv6 in this class. It's used primarily for mobile devices and some newer devices, newer applications, and it's just a system so that way that we can have a higher number of IP addresses available. So with ports are numbers, and they range from 1 to 65,535. And really where it pertains to this class is that some ports have common applications associated with them. An example would be that port 80 is often used for HTTP traffic, and we're going to be using it for HTTP traffic in this course. So with remote connectivity, as it pertains to AWS, we're going to be trying to connect from our computer that we're actually using to our EC2 instance. We have to remember that we have potentially firewalls that will control outgoing traffic on our own computer, and there certainly are going to be firewalls that are going to control incoming traffic to the EC2 instance. In order to have a successful remote connection, we need to be able to have rules that will allow our connection to move through any firewall, and then at the point where it actually makes that connection with the EC2 instance, it also has to be able to authenticate using either a key pair or a username and password, depending on the type of connection that we're trying to establish. So one thing that's been around before AWS and before even virtual machines is imaging or cloning. At a high level, the way that this works is we have some virtual hardware, we install an operating system on it, then we add whatever applications or configurations we need. That creates a virtual machine. And then what we can do is we can use a technology to capture that configuration, capture all of that data, and that way it creates a virtual machine image. So there are a few things that we can do with this once we create the virtual machine image. An example is if we have a virtual machine and it's imaged, and then we run into some sort of error or the application has a problem or something like that, we then have our imaged virtual machine and it has some type of error on it, we can choose to re-image to bring it back to the original state. So this is a really powerful thing that's done in things like testing and error recovery and things like that. It's a pretty powerful tool. Another thing we have is we can create a virtual machine image, and then we can create many copies of that same virtual machine image. When we think about the implications of this, especially when it comes to AWS, we think of the flexibility, the ability to scale up, to scale down. So let's look at how that might look. If we have one user that sends a request to our application, it sends to that one virtual machine image. But if we have a lot of users with a lot of requests, we might need a lot of virtual machines. And so that imaging or cloning a lot of virtual machines, it has a big impact in a cloud environment. And we're going to learn more about how this works as we move on through the course. All right, well, this wraps up the introduction to EC2 instance management. Now we're going to move on to security groups.